That is the final time I'll use this screwdriver for one of these reviews. Sad times. Ish. Last Christmas, as a kid, I liked this episode. As an adult, I love this episode. I think it is the best Christmas special. I think the Christmas Invasion will always hold a special place in my heart because that was like the nostalgic one I had when as a kid all the time. But I think in terms of writing and story, this is the best one. At least the original intent was anyway. There's a bit at the end that was tagged on with Clara, which is a bit but no, I liked it. It's good, it's decent. There are spoilers going ahead in this, by the way. If you don't want spoilers, then don't watch. And if you haven't seen the whole of the Capaldi run, maybe don't watch this as well. So yeah, we'll just crack on, shall we? The idea of Santa Claus being in Doctor Who is very cool. Apart from the fact, this is something I didn't like they did with it, is that they make very obvious jokes that Santa isn't real. And that's fine if you've got an adult show on your hands. If this was Torchwood or something, I'd understand it. But it's not. It's Doctor Who. There are a lot of kids around on Christmas Day, so to have it blatantly be like Santa Claus isn't real, it's my parents. I know they shut it down. The elves are like, oh, you think your parents just randomly do it, and that's fine. But the fact that there's adults expressing that thought isn't good, in my opinion. I don't think you should have that in a children's show, or a show that's accessible to children. For Christmas, I feel like that sort of that makes it seem like Santa Claus doesn't exist. You know, it's just propaganda. So yeah, I'm a bit upset that they did that because, well, like I've just mentioned, you know, imagine being a kid stumbling across this and thinking, oh, maybe he's not real. Not good, Doctor Who. But Danny existing's pretty cool in Clara's head. It was also nice how, like, even after she knew that she'd die if she stayed there any longer, she just wanted to stay. Because Danny was there in that world. He wasn't dead like he is in the actual world. So she's like, no, I'm not leaving. I'm staying. And I like that because they loved each other. And she's very depressed in this episode because of Danny leaving. And the fact that he didn't come back through at the end of the last episode. Instead, he sent the little boy through. Which is a great ending. But she's back. Ooh, throw your pitchforks and torches because she's come back. The dream crabs overall are really cool. They're like face huggers. You've got a horror movie called Alien. That's really offensive. No wonder everyone keeps invading you. I love that line. It just, I don't know, I don't want to say humanises the Doctor, but it characterises him really well. Especially the 12th Doctor, who's very like just I don't know, he's grumpy, but he's still fun. And that's a fun line that I like. And I really liked the bit where the Doctor enters Clara's dream state and is like, you need to leave, you're dying, you're dreaming, you're dying. And she's like, well, how are you here? And he's like, I'm dying too. And it just cuts to them on the floor. I found that was a really cool shot. I really enjoyed watching that. And it's something I'll take inspiration from when I make something now. I'll do something similar to that, I think. That was very cool. This bit's a bit weird. Obviously, Jenna Coleman was meant to leave the show at the end of the last series, which is why it felt like such a good ending. And she was like, no, I want to do a Christmas special. And then after this, she's like, actually, I want to do next series as well. So this was another ending that was set for her. Obviously, she was actually meant to leave in the previous episode, which means that the Doctor would probably never find out that Danny didn't come home, and he'd probably never find out that she was lying to him. But because she's in this episode, they have to find a way to inform the Doctor of this, so it just feels quite unnatural. So the bit, you know, she's there and she's like, you know, I lied for your own good, and he's like, I lied for your own good, and it's cool. But the reason that scene works so well is because it was just two friends lying to the other one to make the other one feel better. The Doctor lied about Gallifrey coming back, so Clara wouldn't feel ashamed about Danny coming home and wanted to stay with him. But Danny didn't come home, and Clara lied about Danny coming home because the Doctor found Gallifrey. So it was just a loop. And the reason it's so good is because it was unspoken. And I think when you have to speak it out loud, it loses its value a tiny bit. So, I don't know. I wish it didn't happen, personally. But they had to. I don't blame the creators. They had to do something here to fix that. It's like Inception. The dream within a dream. I think this came out... I think Inception had been out before this. This was 2015, I think. 2014 this was. Yeah, Inception came out before this, way before this. But it was... I hadn't seen Inception at this point. I was still a child at this point. But the dreams within a dream's cool, and I like the bit with the pages in the book where it says, like, they flick over the pages and it's like, you know, if in everyone's dream, if everyone was dreaming and seeing the same book, it wouldn't say the same page because you're all not linked like that. So when everything was different, every word was different. And then the bit where it's like really, 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 really dead. That was really, really cool. Obviously, if you haven't seen the episode in a while, that might not make sense to you. But if you've seen the episode, that bit was really good, and it made me think, oh, okay, I love this. I just love this episode. It's very clever. I do think there were too many fake outs of Clara at the end, which I understand is because she said she was leaving and then decided she's not leaving. So they had to quickly be like, actually, the old Clara, who was going to be her ending again, she was going to have been really old, and it was going to parallel the time of the Doctor, where the Doctor was really old and Clara was young, and now the Doctor's, well, he's not young, but he's old, he's younger than her. But no, they undid it again because she wanted to stay on, which I'm not mad. I like Clara in Series 9. A lot of people don't. They find her character annoying, but I think that's what she's trying to be, so I'm okay with it. I don't think it's some characters annoy me because I find them annoying. Amy at points really grinds on me because she really gets on my nerves because I find her quite annoying when she's trying to not be annoying. Even Rose at some points I find really annoying. But with Clara, when she's being annoying, it's because they've designed her to be annoying at this point and designed her to be more like the Doctor, so that when she dies, that's the whole reason she's become more like the Doctor, annoying. So yeah, I'm not happy with the fact that this was all just completely wiped away at the end, and the sad emotional ending was wiped off. I don't know, the Satsuma was cool, or was it Satsuma or something like that was on the windowsill at the end? That was a cool throwback. Yeah, you know how I mentioned earlier that the 12th Doctor's perfectly characterised in this episode? When he's just hating on Santa the whole time, that was really, really funny. The dynamic between Nick Frost and Peter Capaldi, I also Peter Davidson, Peter Capaldi and Nick Frost have good chemistry. They don't kiss in here, that's just good chemistry, which I really, really liked. And I like when another thing that adds to his dynamic being just his character as a whole being built was when he sees old Clara and has to get her to check it, or sees young Clara and has to get her to check in the mirror to see if she's still old. And when he sees old Clara, he can't tell that she's old. I love that. And I'll talk about it in my next review, I'm sure, for The Magician's Apprentice. He says to her there, when do I not see you? And she's like, all that face, all those people in that crowd. And he's like, it's a crowd too? I love that. And I just really like it. I like the fact that he couldn't tell she's aged, because it shows the Doctor doesn't look at looks. He goes purely for the person. And I love that. I really, really do. Big fan. Something I'm not a big fan of, every Christmas is last Christmas. Am I missing something? I get it. Yeah, every Christmas is the last Christmas, sure. Every Christmas, every year, every Christmas is the latest Christmas. But you can say about anything. Every Monday is last Monday. Every 4th of November is every 4th of November. Every 9th of January is the last 9th of January. Every Thursday is every Thursday. What does that even mean? Maybe there's an undergoing thing that I've missed out on here, but I tried to do some research and it just says what the actual phrase is that it's the latest one. So I don't know. I'm just a bit confused at that. But sure. Like I said, I think the Christmas Invasion is way better in terms of vibes. The 2005 Council Estate vibe just not matches me, but makes me feel more than just a really well-made story, which is what this is. It's a really well-made, well-written story, so I'm not going to floor it for that. This episode is, I think, the best of the Christmas specials in terms of writing and story, yeah. I'll say it. It is blatantly ripped from Inception, but I think they do stuff different with it, which I like. So, yeah. This episode, Last Christmas, I'm going to rate a 5 out of 5. I know, the big dogs. Ooh, I like it. What do you think about Last Christmas? Let me know in the comments below. If you don't want to do that, you can leave a like. Subscribe if you like what you see. Hit the notification bell. We do reviews like this every single Friday. I'll start Series 9 next week, which means I'm putting on my lovely Sonic shades over there. So keep your eyes peeled for that. If you want to help me out in a monetary way, you can become a channel member. You get access to member-only videos when they drop. You also can become or leave a super thanks. That gives you a shout out at the end of the next video. If you want to shout out at the end of every video, you can become a channel member for that as well. And there's a hype button near the comments. If you push that, push my videos, people, blah, 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 random stuff. For the final time using the screwdriver, I've been Sam. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Ta-ra!